Good evening, I'd like to call the July 28, 2025 Sylvania Board of Education meeting to order. Hannah, can you call the roll?
Mrs. Huffman?
Here.
Mrs. Lavalette?
Here.
Mr. Feller?
Here.
Mr. Bowden?
Here.
Thank you. Can you join us in the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. For my superintendent's report, I'm going to be quite brief. We are, even though it's the last week of July, hard to believe, our administrators who don't work year-round all return this week on Friday. We have our administrative retreat where each year in the fall we meet as a large group and go over legal updates, new policies, procedures, things of that nature to get all of our folks acclimated to kick off the school year. Because believe it or not, Friday is August 1st and our children will be returning to their classrooms here in about 3 weeks. So we are working frantically to make sure that our buildings are clean and classrooms are organized and class lists are coming together. And if those of you that are here in the room tonight, or for those of you watching later, if you have a student that you need to register for kindergarten, please do so as soon as possible so that we can be well prepared for all of our youngest Savanians who come to attend our schools, and that's for the same for preschool as well. So it's an exciting time of year, although summer is coming to a close. At the same time, we know this is a new milestone for so many families. We have seniors that will be graduating, a whole new group of seniors, a whole new group of freshmen, a whole new group of kindergartners. It's just exciting. At the same time, we know we'll have parents that are crying a little bit because it's their last one or their first one. But it's an emotional time of year and exciting. So that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you. And now we're on commendation.
Thank you so much. We have a recognition of achievement during each of our regular board meetings. And tonight it is my pleasure to recognize several students that are here with us, and along with their coach. So we have not only the Southview Boys tennis team, but we also have members of that tennis team who earned some special recognition by their travels to the state runner-up in the division of state run tennis champion tournaments, all that good stuff. You guys have so many titles, they just run together. So Ms. Hoffman, if you would join me as we recognize the individuals from the tennis team here tonight before we do an official commendation. We have several here, and let me get my notes so we say this the correct way. First, we are giving a special commendation. Let me give these to you, if you would please. Thank you. The first goes to the Southview Boys tennis team members, and this is given on behalf of the Sylvania Board of Education for the Northern Lakes League Boys Tennis Champions, Cardinal Division. Give it up, boys, so proud of you. First, we have Christian Faber. Christian, come on. Congratulations with your back-to-back shirts on. I like that. Good job. Congratulations. We have Jimmy Huff. Congratulations. Job well done.
Congratulations.
We have, let's see, Keishan Kim.
He's not here.
He's not here tonight. All right, still give it up for Keishan. Yay. David Lou. Also not here. Give it up for David. Congratulations. We have Max Melanowski.
Also not here.
Also not here. All right, Max, we're thinking of you. We are. We also have Isaac Benz. Come on up, Isaac. Yeah, right. We also have Landon Benz. Come on up, Landon. Congratulations, Landon. We have Daniel Yoon. Daniel, there you go. Congratulations, sir. We have Adam Zoff. Congratulations. And we also have our two coaches. Well, one coach here, two coaches are here, just the one tonight.
No coaches.
No coaches? No, but we're going to shout out to AJ Zazda and David Melanowski, the two coaches that supported our boys through their journey. Thank you so much. All right. right, we have further recognition. Isaac, come on up here, sir, one more time. Well, not two more, we have two more times. Isaac, we are recognizing you for the Tennis of 2025 Northern Lakes League Player of the Year, Cardinal Division. One more time. Isaac and Landon Benz are hereby commended by the Sylvania Board of Education for the Ohio High School Athletic Association Tennis State Runner-Up in the Division I State Tennis Doubles Championship. They're great. Congratulations, guys. That's tremendous. So we're going to take a photo op opportunity. So parents and family members and proud dad back there, Dr. Benz. We're going to meet out in the hall and have a quick photo op. Give us like 3 minutes and we'll be right out. TV time out. Alrighty, Ms. Huffman, I would like to recommend item 3.1, recognition of achievement as noted in the board agenda, please.
I'll move approval. I'll second. Any comments or questions? Congratulations. State Sergeant. Adam?
Julie,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is the first opportunity for public participation for items which are on the agenda. Do you want to speak?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I could do it after.
No,
That's
this is
for now?
not on the agenda.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Julie. Do I have to like stand in the middle?
You just stand right there, you just have to say your name and your address, and then you have 3 minutes, and then sign the thing for her.
I will. So Rebecca Shope, 5607 Sturbridge in Toledo. I wish you may Philip and Kendrick tonight. And one thing, like Julie and I talked about this before, but you know, Pete's here, I think to recognize the contribution that our firm did. But I also wanted to recognize his contributions. I know I've emailed Julie directly, and I will tell you, I've had 3 years of watching, you know, my kid go through Arbor Hills. I know Aaron's gone through Arbor Hills as well. He's seen it directly firsthand. But you know, Arbor Hills is a very diverse school. It's a different school than some other Sylvania schools, and that presents challenges and opportunities. And what I've been super impressed with was Pete's just innovation, his creativity, his passion, and just this really seeing him work one-on-one with parents. And it doesn't matter who the parent is. He knows their names, he knows the kids love and adore him. And I have witnessed him multiple times literally say, giving money out of his pocket for these kids. And so I know we're here for recognition, but I want to make sure this board knows like just what a valuable gem he is to this community and to Arbor Hills. I've said it, but I thought it deserves some public recognition. So thank you, Pete.
Yes. Okay. We don't usually comment, but let's comment. I was going to wait till.
I want to comment.
Let's go.
I'm just going to say before we have the next part of the agenda where we recognize some of the work you've been doing, I want to say honestly, Pete has been such a tremendous addition to the Sylvania administrative team. And I've experienced the same thing. He models leadership, he models empathy, he cares, he goes above and beyond, he's thoughtful, he's innovative, and the list goes on and on and on. I'm so glad we were able to bring him aboard a couple of years ago because he really is worth his weight in gold and some. And I've seen him, also witnessed him engage with students in the hallway. He just has a rapport that's kind of like, come on buddy, come on, let's go. It's not intimidating, it's just he meets every kid where they are. I've witnessed him when we've been out looking for children at certain hours of the evening throughout neighborhoods, and it's dark and people have gone home, but where's Pete? He's right there trying to do what he needs to do to make sure all of his road runners are home safe and doing what he needs to do to go above and beyond, not only for his students and families, but for his staff. But I want to say thank you for making the public acknowledgement. That doesn't happen often for administrators to hear that, so it makes it even more meaningful because they're the folks behind the door, behind, you know, doing the heavy lifting sometimes. It can be a thankless job, but thank you for making a point of acknowledging his work and dedication.
Well, and you just reminded me of another story I forgot. I mean, you know, when you talk about like after hours, I mean, I know he's gone so far as to like make sure if he's learned a kid, maybe doesn't have a ride and is walking and making it to, to hypothetically like a rec ball league, and it's a very long walk. I mean, I know that he's reached out and said, we need to make sure we get in contact so this kid has transportation and he's not overcoming those hurdles. So I've also witnessed that as well.
It's good to know. Thank you.
This
Why
is
you
the
say
greatest
that?
honor of my career, but I'm never coming to a board meeting. This is very comfortable.
We don't
It's
usually
really,
do that.
really appreciated.
And I want to
Appreciate
say,
it.
Rebecca, I also know that you are giving some of those rides, so thank you
Yes.
for what you're
Yeah.
doing.
And
I'm
that's what
aware
I'm
that
excited.
you do that, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We are with you.
So we'll do all my items in consent. I don't know if you noticed in my update, I was just always looking at Robert's Rules of Order. I'm like, if it doesn't, stop or prevent if you're absent from a meeting to still approve them. So I put everything on consent today. 5.2 is just the treasurer's report. I'm going to provide a Canva presentation next meeting or next month. To do a wrap up. I like to do a wrap up of the entire year and look at trends and look at changes there. And I should know more about the budget as well. I was rereading what I wrote you guys on Thursday, and I wrote it too fast, but it does look like we're going to receive even less than the estimates. And I think the way I wrote that, it sounded like we were going to get more money, which would be less of a decrease, but I think we're going to see even more of a decrease because of those base costs that I talked about and how our appraised values kicked in this year. So all that increase in the appraised value that we saw here in Lucas County and specifically in Sylvania will negatively impact even more. So those estimates did not include that, and I kind of thought they did. But other line items are also increasing, so we have really no idea yet what we're going to collect. But we should see as the months go on, we'll provide a clearer picture of that. So as we get more information, I'll provide those updates. But that report and that presentation will be next month. Availability of funds, normal monthly approval. We have a little bit more, like I noted, just because of the change of fiscal year and using this year's money on a few things. And then 5.4, we did see over a $30,000 rebate from our how we pay our bills through virtual credit cards. We really put an emphasis on that. Previous year is $2,400. This year it's over $30,000. So we did see a significant increase there with the work we're doing in our office. And then 5.5 is just a gap conversion agreement, annual agreement. They provide and do the work for the auditors to audit, so they do the financial statement prep, and we're getting started already on the audit for last school year already.
I'll move for approval items 5.1 through 5.5 on a consent agenda basis.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions?
Tammy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Dan, Julie,
Yes.
thank you guys.
Thank you. We are back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to recommend the acceptance of gifts, specifically Shoemaker, Loop, and Kendrick LLP partnered with Arbor Hills Junior High School for the Summer SOAR program of 2025, which is an intervention program. They made a significant donation in the amount of $4,664, and the individuals who assisted with this partnership are here tonight. Of course, we have Rebecca here, who already spoke. I want to also acknowledge Jennifer Compton, Reed Hopman, and also Erin West that's here joining us this evening on behalf of the firm. Just genuinely thank you, but I recommend the acceptance of gifts.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Yes, if I could have, Pete, would you mind talking a little bit
Of course.
about Summer SOAR, for what the purpose was, how many students were helped, so those that may not be able to join us and will watch this later have an idea of what happened for and with our Roadrunners this summer.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just want to mention also, Linda Nisco was able to make it here too. I
Oh,
wasn't
thank
sure
you.
what was coming, so.
Thank you, Linda.
Rebecca is an Arbor Hills mother, and Erin is Arbor Hills alumnus, so they have connections. But just really want to thank the team at Shoemaker Loop and Kendrick because really the project isn't possible without them. It's a significant amount of money for a school to be handed to do something like this, and what I like most about it that I think says a lot about the group of people at Shoemaker and the values and the culture there is that this project really has a big heart in that it is a very small group of students. It's our most vulnerable students in the 8th grade class. So using our district's MTSS kind of guidelines, we've identified 5% of our 8th grade class that have the most at-risk predictive indicators. And we paired them up with a one-on-one mentor at Arbor Hills that they met regularly with started with just an interview of that student, working towards like what is hard for you at school, what are you really into, and then we used the goal setting theory of motivation to come up with a goal to try to improve the academic behaviors. And if they met that goal, they would earn a big reward up to $250 that was tied to their interest. And so the goal really was just to sort of have them finish junior high strong so they could start high school on kind of the right foot, and also being connected to people that they cared about and interests that they're super into. And I should say that at Northview, they're gonna have mentors waiting for them as well. So it's really got a big heart, and it's really giving some kids an opportunity that they deserve an opportunity, but otherwise would not get it. And I think what I like most about it is it goes beyond just this summer soar. It's really just trying to get them connected to their future and working towards it. And hopefully seeing a way out of sort of the adversity that they're in. So thank you to the Shoemaker team.
Thank you. We echo that sentiment.
Yeah, that's incredible. Thank you, and thank you to you guys for making it possible.
Thank you. It's the type of thing that has the potential to change the trajectory of a child's life. To have a relationship with them and show them opportunities and overcome challenges, I'm just a little verklempt over here. So thank you.
100% agree. Thank you.
Julie?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to recommend item 6.2, which is an overnight field trip for 8 Northview students to attend a Timness Invitational.
I move approval.
I'll second.
Comments or questions? No?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Thank you. I would like to recommend item 6.3, the approval of high school book lists.
I move approval.
I'll second.
Any
Thank you
comments?
again.
Comments or questions?
Yes. So do we have the policy that we're going to use for if students want to opt out of reading a book?
Yes.
Because
The policy for parents associated with the parent rights bill, we do have the forms for that.
if a parent wants to opt a student out of reading a certain book, I would like to know exactly what the process is going to be, what they're going to be allowed to do,
Absolutely.
what they can do. And I don't really want to vote for this until I know exactly what that says.
Understood. I think we can work with Andrea to get that information, and probably we can have her present. I can get that information to you sooner.
Okay.
But we can also have her share at our upcoming board meeting in August during the work session, more about the process, is what that looks like, because some of it is articulated in the parents' rights bill of what parents are allowed to do. We have a form. In fact, we already had a couple of parents fill out the form because they had concerns about what their children were reading over the summer. And so there is a form and a process that we go through that the parent tells more or less what the book is, why they have concerns, and then we also give them options of other titles to choose from that will cover the same standards that will be covered in class. So I can certainly set up a meeting with you and with her so you can understand that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
And just so we're clear, I mean, that's always been an option for parents, even before the parents' rights
Yes,
bill.
it's more
Parents-
formalized though.
Yeah, I mean, parents are.
It has, but it wasn't a great option.
To say, oh my.
So
God.
Ethan read a book, they were reading a book in English class this past year, and I had a number of parents reach out, concerned about the book. I read it, and I was concerned about it as well. Yes, we could opt out, but the student was removed from the classroom for like 5 weeks, and I don't know what they were reading something else or whatever, but I'm concerned that they're removed from the classroom, they're not getting instruction by the teacher for 3, 4, 5 weeks. I don't think that's appropriate. So I'm concerned about what the options are for parents that are concerned about a book.
And that is a fair concern,
yeah.
because the child should not be removed
Right,
from the
yeah.
classroom
Right.
for weeks of instruction. If there is a parental choice that says, I would like my child to participate in another novel.
Right.
And I will tell you, I personally made that clear with our building principal, as well as before we even had the parents' rights bill. It is not okay to assign a child 3 weeks out of the classroom, which literally is a third of the quarter, because a parent has a different choice or opinion about a book.
Right,
We are there to teach our children the standards,
right.
and we have to accommodate our parent requests to make sure that the child has direct instruction from the educator.
Right. So,
For
yeah,
sure.
I would just like clarity on that.
Absolutely.
I-
In fact, I will have her reach out to you so you can discuss that,
Okay.
for sure. Thanks, Greg.
I have a question also.
Sure.
For mechanics. There's, well, on both reading lists, but I have North Carolina in front of me right now. There's a couple of blocks that just have this, one has a series of authors.
Yes.
And another one has a series of titles.
It's interesting you would
I'm trying
ask
to
that
understand
question.
what this is.
Yeah, I think those are a series of excerpts from a number of authors. So for example, on page 1, where it says 10th grade, and it has the author, and it has George Orwell, Veronica Roth. It's so small I can't read it.
Right.
But those, I think there are a series of excerpts from books that the authors have written, but they're not the book itself. So it's information that will be covered in the class.
Oh,
But you'll see where it says, even under the 11th grade book, and are you looking at that same column? Yeah, I think this is a collection of authors and material of readings that the children will read in that class.
okay.
I have the same question, Tammy.
Thank you.
Sure.
So I have another question. If there's a book on this, obviously I'm not going to go read every book on this list.
Mhm.
If there is a book on the
How
list
many are
that,
you gonna read?
what's that?
How many are you gonna read?
How many am I going to read? A couple. If there is a book on the list that comes to light, maybe is not appropriate, how would a book get taken off the list?
Sure. We have a process now, and actually it's in the board policy that you'll be voting on tonight, that it gives me an opportunity, well, there's a couple of things. I have an opportunity to revise the list as the board does to me at any time. Personally, I feel that if we have a number of parents, or there is an uprising of folks that feel like this book isn't appropriate, we have a process. We will have a committee at the building level, so it's not just me in isolation, but we'll have teachers to come together, administrators come together, possibly some parents come together and talk about, should the book still remain on the list, or should it be removed? That's currently, bless you, in our board policy, that we have to have that committee in place. And it
Okay.
does have to have parental representation on that committee.
So because there is one book on this list I would
Mhm.
like to have removed. So would it have to go through that committee and go through that
Yes.
process to be
Yeah.
removed?
So, exactly, because what I think the way the law and the policy is written is that one parent can't say, as one parent in the community, I want this book. So it would have to go through the committee to vet it, to say why, and a rationale and a process.
Well, that's
Now,
to add it, right?
or to take it off.
Okay,
It would be either way, because again, we don't want one parent making a decision for
Right.
2 high schools.
Right.
So we would have to go through a process for that. Now, since my tenure here, we've not gone through that process, so it will be something that perhaps you could be the test case for.
okay.
Would that be something the board would vote on?
No, because I would be the designee. The committee, I think what the board policy says,
That's
we're
that
voting
board
on.
policy is gonna
Yeah,
change it. It would have been something we voted on,
Correct.
but this policy would change that.
The superintendent shall be responsible for the selection and recommendation of textbooks, reading lists, instructional materials, and academic curriculum for board
For
consideration.
board consideration, I interpreted that as we were still voting.
That was my understanding, that if there was a change, that it would then come back.
Come back to the board.
Yeah, for board consideration.
So I'm reading the last sentence, and we're a little bit ahead. The board shall consider for approval only those textbooks, reading lists, yada, 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 which have been selected and recommended for their consideration by the superintendent. Reading lists, the superintendent shall plan to review and recommendation of, so, consideration of it. So it doesn't explicitly say that. We probably should make that a little more clear.
Yeah.
Because I think that's, was your understanding that this would designate you, and it takes it off of us voting, and she would just be handling it for us, but that is something, so.
And that wasn't clear to me.
No.
Yeah, we need
And
to
I
revisit
think,
that then.
I thought that we were essentially giving you that authority to make a decision quickly. And then we could have another opportunity once that choice was made, whether to add or remove a book. But at that point, it would be up for vote.
So we need to be more explicitly clear, I think, in this policy. So I appreciate the feedback because I don't think that's clear. And if it's not clear to us, then it really isn't clear to anybody else, right?
We do.
We have a policy meeting this week.
We do.
Top this whole.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought we were giving you approval to put things on, during the course
Mid-year.
of the school year, but then we would
Yes.
add it on into our next annual approval. But I wasn't really thinking about removal, I was only thinking about additions.
Yeah, and I think we need to clarify that.
I think so too. And I would also say, I don't really feel comfortable because even, I'm preempting the board. If I make a move off of a book list in October and you don't vote on the revised list until August of the next year, that doesn't feel good for the person as a superintendent because then I'm preempting your decision. That's not a good way to go either.
Yeah, I was only thinking about it in terms of adding
Adding,
names.
yeah.
Right, because that's
But
the
it
way
should
we
go
talked
both-
about it.
it
We
should
talked
go
about it
both
in the
ways.
sense, What if, a teacher comes up with, hey, I really want to add
I
this
read this book over the summer and I want to read it in
Yes.
Yeah,
January.
just to give them flexibility.
Right,
Yes.
but it should go for adding, and that's why I think originally I put revise, because revision would mean adding or removing. But if we need, I think we need to be explicitly clear that it's for adding and removing, and I don't think it should be something that's annual. If we have a committee that comes to the table and makes a recommendation, I can say, I will take it to the board for their consideration as this says, but I shouldn't be waiting for the next summer to say, here's the list with the revisions, if they're going to come back throughout the school year. Because then I would be preempting the board, and by that time, they could have read the book in March, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put individual items on without putting the whole list in front of us, just have a line item that says recommend approval or potentially removal, but we weren't thinking about that from certain books.
Yeah. That's good feedback, though, and since we do, is it Wednesday we're meeting? Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday.
Please feel free to give you your thoughts and comments and some verbiage. We kind of rely on our esquires here to help us with that, because I do want it to be clear, not only for our families, but for our educators as well. Okay. Thank you.
Adam,
We're calling the roll.
call the roll.
All right. Julie,
Yes.
Tammy,
Are we,
It's just the books list.
but Greg said he didn't want to vote on it.
Well, he can vote no. I mean, I don't know that we're pulling it because we have school starting in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I mean, I would assume you need us to vote and approve this before school starts, and school starts in 2 weeks. I mean, I would just say vote, Greg can vote no, it doesn't pass, it doesn't pass,
And that's okay.
but I think, yeah, I mean, I think they need the list.
Yes.
Greg,
No.
Dan,
Yes.
Thank you. In lieu of item 6.5 in our conversation,
We're gonna pull that?
6.4 rather, for policy for a second read, I think we've already had that discussion. So if you would like to vote to either remove it or to vote no, and then we revisit this week. Either way, it will be
We can just
memorialized.
table that,
you
right?
vote to table, and then we'll have to vote to take it off the table next time, which we can make the agenda like that.
Okay, so you want me to move to table this item?
Move to table.
Okay, move to table item 6.4.
I'll second.
Julie,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And then you need us to do something else on this?
No, you would,
Okay.
we'll untable it and then we'll vote on it.
Next time.
I think that's the
What's
technicality.
the policy committee?
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So if you could make your comments and thoughts known to the representatives, that would be great. And thank you for your feedback, because again, if it's foggy to us, it's going to be clearly
Right.
more foggy to others. And we want to make sure we are lockstep with that, so thank you. I do recommend item 6.5, a policy for a first read on our AED resuscitation equipment, just for a first read as noted. And then I recommend item 6.6, a service agreement with the Northwest Ohio ESC for separate facility placement for students per IEP requirements.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Comments or questions?
Greg,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Julie?
Yes. Does anybody have any comments on the 6.5, the AED? I mean, I'm assuming it's yes.
Discussion,
Any discussion on that?
we took up.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it was
I mean, it was pretty
yeah.
straightforward,
But thank you. I apologize for going too quickly there. Are we good?
Yeah, Amen.
Alrighty, and then we have item 6.7, I recommend for approval, which is in payment in blue for the 25-26 school year, as noted.
Move for approval.
I'll second. Comments or questions?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you, everyone, appreciate it.
Josh, we're with you.
Yep, short list today. I'm going to recommend item 7.1, which is licensed extra duty.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Comments or questions? Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Thank you. I will recommend item 8.1 as a classified resignation.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Comments or questions? Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes. Thank you. I will recommend items 9.1 and 9.2 as consent agenda items. 9.1 is non-teaching pupil activity contracts for the 25-26 school year, and 9.2 are athletic volunteers for the 25-26 school year.
I'll move for approval on consent agenda basis, items 9.1 and 9.2.
I'll second.
Comments or questions? Adam?
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Thank you.
Here's the board reports, right?
Nothing too major. Really, the only thing I guess is Sage Yard, Sylvania Record, looking at doing some improvement projects, kind of upgrading the concession stands at Centennial, and they needed like a new maintenance building at Pay Center. Yeah,
Concession stands.
it really makes sense.
Tell them to call us, we're experts.
Right.
Experts in the concession stand.
We like that.
So that's all I got.
I don't have anything.
Dan? I don't have anything, but I did get to volunteer at the Gulf Highland Meadows for Sylvania Prevention Alliance. Yeah, the Highland Meadows, SPA did a concession stand, so I did that. But then there was a bad storm, and then they left us out there. So, it was awesome. So, but that was fun. I think that's all I have. Okay, and this is the second opportunity for public participation for items which were not on the agenda. All right, with that, I'm moving on to executive session for
Employment,
official.
yes.
Second.
Adam?
Julie?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Thank you. We will not be taking action following executive